If you're relocating to Dallas and you're sitting there trying to decide between Frisco and Prosper, I want you to stop scrolling right now because this video is going to give you more clarity on that decision than anything else that you've watched. I have personally helped hundreds of families relocate to North Dallas, and I can tell you that Frisco versus Prosper is the most common final two that people land on. Not because they're similar, they're actually very different, but because both of them check so many boxes that it genuinely comes down to your specific situation. And by the end of this video, you're gonna know exactly which one fits your situation the best. My name is Luke Jones. I am a Dallas relocation specialist with eXp Realty, and I moved my own family here from South Florida a few years ago, so I have lived this decision. I know what it feels like to be sitting in another state trying to make a 6 or a 7-figure decision on a city that you've only visited once or twice, and that's exactly why I make these videos, to give you the kind of ground level insight that you can't find on Zillow and you can't get from a Google search. So let's get into it. Let me start with what most people get wrong when they're comparing these two cities. They treat it like it's a real estate decision when it's actually a lifestyle decision. The homes in both markets are gorgeous. The schools in both markets are excellent. The builders in both markets are some of the best builders that you're going to find in the country. So if you're trying to make this decision based on square footage or price per square foot, you're going about this in the wrong way. The real question is, what kind of life do you want to be living in 3 years from now, and which city is going to deliver that lifestyle for you? Let's start with Frisco. Frisco is the city that has already arrived. It's one of the most recognized master plan communities in the entire country, and that's for a good reason. The infrastructure is there, already has restaurants, the entertainment, the retail, it's all dialed in already. When you move to Frisco, you're moving into something that's already finished. And for a lot of families, especially those of you that are coming from major metros, that convenience is exactly what you're looking for. You don't want to wait for a Whole Foods or a good sushi spot. You want it on day one, and Frisco gives that to you. Now, Prosper is the city in the middle of becoming something special, and I would argue that it's already special and that timing is actually the opportunity play here. Prosper has seen some of the fastest growth of any other suburb in the entire country over the last several years, and the families that got in early are sitting on some significant equity as a result. The city has invested heavily in its infrastructure, in its schools, parks, trail systems, and its commercial corridor. I mean, H-E-B is there, Costco is there, and the 380 corridor is loaded with dining and retail options, and it keeps expanding. But what Prosper still has that Frisco has largely lost is land, lower density, and newer construction at a price point that gets you more house for your dollar. If you want that fresh new build feeling with room to breathe, Prosper is where that story is still being written. Now, let's talk about something that most agents aren't telling their clients right now, and it's going to matter a lot depending on which side of this decision you land on. I call it the Universal effect. With Universal Studios Kids Resort opening right here in Frisco in 2026, the city is shifting from being a quiet suburb to a major destination. And that's great for equity, but that's a game changer for traffic. Now, if you're looking at Frisco, I can show you which neighborhoods are going to be impacted by that tourism surge and which ones are going to stay tucked away. That's not information that you're going to find on a listing sheet. Real quick, I got to jump in here for just a second because my inbox is currently full of people from California, New York, and Chicago, all asking the same exact question. Are the neighborhoods in Frisco, Prosper, McKinney, and Plano as good as they look on Zillow? Look, I completely get it. Moving to Dallas is not just about finding the right house, it's about finding the right lifestyle. I'm literally on the phone every single day helping families navigate everything from the school districts in Frisco all the way down to the best commute times into downtown Dallas or into Plano. Whether you're 9 days away from moving or 9 months out, my team and I specialize in being your boots on the ground right here in Dallas-Fort Worth. We do the video tours, we check the neighborhood vibe, and we handle all of the headaches so you don't have to. If you're even thinking about making the move to Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, do yourself a favor, shoot me over a text message or give me a call, grab a spot on my calendar, scan the QR code. To do so, let's make your move to Texas an actual win. All right, I'm done. Let's get back to the video. Now on the Prosper side, we're looking at the new art district, a $1 billion project that is going to give the city its own soul. Knowing which side of the 380 highway you're on when these projects are finished is going to be the difference maker between a good investment and a great investment. And while we're talking about what most people miss, I want to bring up something that kills deals late into the process when my clients finally see it in person, which is the lot size. In Frisco, you're often buying the location and the house. Frisco lot sizes are shrinking by the day as available land runs out. And if you're looking for a pool, a trampoline, a dog run, a standard Frisco lot might not cut it. I actually help my clients look at the survey before we ever step foot in the house, just to make sure that the backyard is going to fit their lifestyle, not just the house. In Prosper, that backyard conversation is a much easier one to have because you're going to get more space in Prosper. Now, here's where I want to rehook you for just a second, because I know some of you are watching this and you're thinking to yourself, okay, but what does this actually mean for my budget? Because budget is usually where this decision comes down to. This is where it gets real. And the answer to that is your dollar genuinely goes further in Prosper than it does in Frisco right now. Not dramatically in every price range, but especially once you get above that $800,000 mark, the gap in what you get for your money starts to widen. In Frisco, at $1 million, you're in an established neighborhood with great amenities, but older construction and a smaller lot. In Prosper, at $1 million, you're more than likely in a newer home on a larger lot in a community that's still building out its amenities, but doing so at a very high level at this price point. I'm actually doing a full dedicated video on that exact comparison, $1 million in Frisco versus $1 million in Prosper. So make sure you subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss that one, because it's going to be an eye opener. Let's talk about schools, because for most relocating families, this is a non-negotiable. Frisco School District is one of the most well-regarded school districts in Texas. It's large, it's well-funded, and it has a track record that speaks for itself. Prosper Independent School District is a little bit smaller, which for many families is actually a selling point. The schools feel more community-oriented, the class sizes tend to be more manageable, and the district has consistently ranked among the top school districts in the state. My own kids are in Prosper Independent School District, and I can tell you firsthand that the community around those schools is something that you feel the moment you show up on a Friday night game. Both districts are excellent. The difference comes down to whether you want an established powerhouse or a tight-knit rising star. Now, I want to talk about Commute, because this is something that catches most people off guard when they're planning remotely. If you're commuting into Dallas, the Legacy Corridor, or into Plano, Frisco tends to have a slight edge in terms of highway access and proximity. The Dallas North Tollway runs straight through Frisco, which makes getting south very straightforward. Now, Prosper sits a little bit further north, and depending on where you're going, your commute could be a few minutes longer. With that said, if your commute is to the north like Salina, Sherman, or anywhere along Highway 75, Prosper actually puts you in a better position. And if you're fully remote, this entire conversation comes down to lifestyle, not about logistics. Now, I want to make sure that you're taking something actionable away from this video. And here's the framework that I give every family that I work with when they're stuck between these two cities. Ask yourself these three questions. First, do I want the certainty of a fully built out city or the upside of a city that's still growing? Secondly, is my priority getting more house for my dollar right now, or is my priority being surrounded by established amenities on day one? And third, when I picture my kids growing up here, do I picture them in a big thriving school district with every sport and every program imaginable, or do I picture my kids in a tighter community where they know their teachers and they know their neighbors? Your answer to these three questions will almost always point you in the right direction. Now, here's something that I want you to understand about this market specifically. Both Frisco and Prosper are in high demand. They've been in high demand for years. The inventory here moves extremely quickly. So that home that's sitting at the top of your Zillow favorites today, it may not be there next week, especially in new construction communities where the good lots and the good phases sell out extremely fast. This is not a pressure tactic. It's just the reality of what I see on the ground every single week working in this market. So if you're serious about making a move in the next 3 to 6 months, the time to start getting your search dialed in is right now, not the week before you fly in for a visit, which brings me to the resource that I want to give you today. I have set up live search links for both cities so you can see exactly what is active on the market right now, new construction and resale. These are pulling directly from the actual MLS, not data that's weeks behind. If you want to browse active listings in Prosper, the link is in the description below. Also, if you want to browse active listings in Frisco, the link is in the description below as well. I want you to save them both, bookmark them, come back to them as the inventory updates, because the market moves and so does the data. And if you're at the point where you're ready to actually talk through your specific situation, I'm talking about your budget, your timeline, your must-haves, I want to invite you to reach out to me directly. You can book a consultation with me simply by just giving me a call or sending me a text message. My number is on the screen now. We can can always start the conversation there. And listen, there's not going to be a sales pitch on this call. It's just going to be a conversation where I help you get clear on what the right move for your family is. I have done this with hundreds of families, and I can usually tell you in the first 20 minutes which city is going to fit your lifestyle better. That call is absolutely free. It's going to save you months of going back and forth on your own. So go ahead and book a call today. If this video was helpful for you, do me a favor, drop a comment down below telling me which city you are leaning more towards right now. Is it Frisco or is it Prosper? I read and respond to every single comment. It also helps me make more content like this that actually answers the questions that you're sitting with right now. Subscribe if you're not already. Share this with whoever you're making this decision with, and I'll see you in the next video. God bless.